Hi there and welcome to Cappuccino Conversations. Thanks for watching. And today we are celebrating innovation. It's the 5th annual Innovation Summit coming up, South African Innovation Summit. And we're talking to some of the speakers. And today I have with me Burgert Kirsten, who is one of the speakers. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Nico.
And you have a very interesting session, and I think Ita has a fantastic knack of finding very interesting sessions, and this one is, I'm definitely coming to this. Do you want to tell us about what you do?
I think I found her this time.
Great, okay, fantastic.
But
well done.
yeah. Okay, so my session is called, what is it called? It's Team Innovation Through Improvisation.
Team Innovation Through Improvisation.
Yeah,
now it's fantastic. It means a bunch of serious suits need to become actors in a hurry, right?
Well,
not really.
Not actors, but improvisers.
Okay, and there's a big difference here.
There is a difference.
Tell us about how it works. It sounds absolutely fantastic because innovation, connecting with something where improvisational actors have to give and take is just a fantastic thing. Tell us about that.
So I'm an organizational psychologist.
Great.
And I studied industrial psychology. And then I went to the USA. While I was studying that, I was also part of an improvisation theater group. And after I did my honors, I went to the US with a performing arts company that presented workshops at youth conferences and summer camps. And I was asked to do drama workshops. And so I decided I'm going to use improvisation theater as part of it because it's always fun. And I started reading more about improvisation theater. And then I for the first time actually learned the philosophy and the principles behind improvisation theater. And I just made this connection between improvisation theater and what I was studying in industrial psychology about teams and working together. And I saw that improvisers, there's certain principles that they apply that creates this space where people feel safe to be creative and work together and create something in the moment under pressure, because there's people sitting right there and expecting something.
And make something out of nothing.
Yes, and you create something and you do it together.
Yeah.
So I thought, why don't you use these exercises that improvisers use to develop this ability to work together and be creative, and use those same exercises to teach any team that needs to work together and be creative, because everyone is talking in corporates, we need to be working teams and we need to be creative and innovative, but often when you bring people together, creativity goes down, it doesn't go up.
Exactly.
And I was interested, why does that happen there? But here's people that can actually, they get it, they do it right, they have the ability to work together and be more creative than they would have been on their own. So I thought, use improv for team development, and I thought I was the first person with this idea, and I Googled it, and I saw all this.
Oh man, and it was out there.
And I was like, yes, my idea worked.
Okay, great.
And then I thought, wow, this is what I want to do. So I came back to South Africa. I went to the University of Stellenbosch, and I said, I'd like to do a master's in industrial psychology, and this is what I want the topic to be. I want to see whether these improv exercises really has a positive impact on a team's ability to be
as a
innovative.
study. Okay.
Yes. So, and then I went back to the US and I did a course. I looked for the best place to study improvisation theater, and that was at the Improv Olympic Theater in Chicago. Chicago is like one of the like meccas of improvisation.
It's a hotspot, isn't it?
Yes, a lot of. I know Second City is a big famous sketch comedy, but they use improv to develop it, and a lot of the Saturday Night Live
exactly.
people
There's a
come
lot of
from
stand
there.
up and that sort of it's a rich culture.
Yes,
it's a fantastic city.
And people like Mike Myers, Chris Farley, they all came from Improv Olympic or the IO Theatre. It's called the IO Theatre now because the Olympic Committee sued them because of that. Anyway, so IO Theatre. So I did there my training in improvisation, and I did some other improv courses, and I also met someone there who was part of an organization or network called the Applied Improvisation Network. And so I discovered this network of people all over the world that use that apply the practice, the exercises, the philosophy of improvisation in other areas, especially in teamwork and in innovation in corporate. So
That's fantastic.
And actually, the business schools are starting to actually use this
Really?
methodology called applied improvisation.
Okay.
And yeah, so I did my research and and I found.
And now you're a specialist in this field.
Yeah,
This is
now
fantastic.
okay.
Okay. I'm going to ask you how it works. I mean, so obviously people are going to be really nervous to come to your session because does it mean we're going to have to get up and play an apple or become a pear or be a banana?
Yes.
Or it is. It
No,
does.
not at all.
Okay.
If you want to, but
Okay. Tell us how you go about to work.
Yeah, so I always tell people, when I introduce the session, I always say, we're going to do exercises from the world of improvisation at the theatre.
Okay.
And I ask people, so how does that make them feel? And they
Panic,
always say, anxious,
nervous.
not for me, where's
Run
the door?
away.
I'm going to run away. And there's always someone that sound interesting, exciting, and I tell them, anything worth doing should scare you a bit and it should excite you.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Because that takes your brain to that...
It's sort of on the edge, isn't it?
that peak performance.
That's
And I tell them I'm not going to push them over the edge because if you're too scared, you're not going to perform. You're going to black out. So, and I tell them the world of improvisation is like the ocean. It's deep, and if I'm going to throw you in the deep end, you're going to drown and you're going to die.
Again. Okay.
But we're going to start on the beach, and we're just going to walk into the shallow water and as deep as we feel comfortable. And I tell them I'm going to. Stretch yourself a little bit, otherwise you're not going to learn anything. But we're going to start on in the shallow waters, on the beach. And I don't focus on performance skills. I focus on working together collaboratively.
It's really the technique of improv, right?
Yes, more, not how to perform in front of an audience.
Exactly, yeah.
So all that performance skills, that's not what I focus on. I focus on collaboration and creativity,
right?
And most of the exercises, I pair people up, and they just work one on one, like one person with another person.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, and it's and the exercise, because the thing is, the methodology is very practical, active. It's not because we can talk about collaboration and think about it as much, but if we don't just do it.
You have to practice.
Exactly. It's a practice. I also tell people it's like a sport. It's like yoga. It's not something you do once and now you have it.
You have to be in tune.
You have to practice it.
There we go.
So I introduce people to the practices and some of the exercise, and it's easy enough to take it. And I give people I don't own the exercises. People can take it and use it themselves. They can change it if they want to, but. Yeah, so
fantastic. I'm looking forward to the session. I'm going to be there for sure. And obviously, I mean,
we can do actually exercise. Yeah, one.
I'm petrified. I don't want to be a banana. Okay, don't make me be a banana.
No,
okay, deal.
Shallow waters. Can you count to 3?
I can do this.
No, this exercise is just counting to 3.
Okay.
All right. So, but it's counting to 3 collaboratively. So we're going to count to 3 together, and we're going to continue counting to 3. So I'm going to say 1, you say 2, I say 3, you say 1, I say 2, 3. So okay, you're already starting. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So 1,
2,
3,
1,
2,
3,
1,
2,
3,
1,
2,
3,
1.
I can see where it bombs out. Okay.
So that's one of the exercises. It's very simple, but and then what's very important after is the reflection, and so we're going to do a little reflection now. So what did you notice, or what was interesting about this exercise?
Instinctively, I just want to keep counting, and that's the crazy part. You don't listen to the other person, isn't it?
Yes.
You almost just hear the voice in your head, and you want to say 4 next, and you want to get to 6.
Yes.
Okay.
And exactly, that's the first thing. The first very important principle in improvisation is the listening.
To learn to listen. That's exactly it. Yeah.
And not, cause often what happens is people try to work out the pattern. What's my pattern going to look like, and try to plan ahead.
Exactly.
And it's like, if I can just have my part and my pattern, work that out, I'll be fine.
That.
And then you stop listening because you're in your own head. Now it's just shut down your own mind and just listen and respond.
Yeah.
And then we take it from there. You listen to someone else's idea.
Internalize and
build on
respond.
that.
Fantastic.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So you build on each, and then you replace the numbers with with words or
actual
ideas.
thoughts and then
Yes.
take it into process. It sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, it's almost time to go. I'm going to just remind anyone watching right now to, of course, go online, check out the site. The Innovation Summit site is on your screen right now. And there's also something fantastic that's different this year, where people can actually make contact with speakers beforehand. So I'm sure that people are going to start talking to you about this and going, is there something that they have to prep? Is there something that they have to bring? How can they be ready for this kind of thing? Are you ever really ready for improvisation?
That's the thing. No, you don't have to prep, and you can come with questions, but just be there with an open mind, and just be there, because that's the other thing about improvisation. Be present.
Yeah, and have a lot of fun.
Yes, and have fun while you're doing it. Yeah.
This is great. Burgert, thank you so very much for your time. It's really fantastic. Good luck with the session. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Niku.
Thank you. And until the next time, thanks for watching Cappuccino Conversations. Goodbye.